is Inside the RV. Inside the RV. A music industry podcast about entrepreneurship, work ethic, self-development, and building your career in music. You're joined by your hosts, artist-manager Jacob Moore and music artist Ryan Ramirez. Get ready. This is Inside the RV. Inside the RV.
Yo, episode 53 of Inside the RV. Shout out to all of our insiders listening. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is a podcast about entrepreneurship, work ethic, self-development, and becoming the best version of yourself. Today, we once again have an awesome guest. We have just had this slew of great people to talk to. And today we have someone who we've been trying to coordinate it. This guy's very busy, very successful. And I'm so glad that we're finally able to do this episode. So before we get to that, you're joined by your two lovely, gracious, modest,
mildly handsome.
Thank you. Mildly handsome hosts. Bearded, yeah. What else? Any other similarities? No. Your two hosts. I'm one of them, Jacob Moore.
I'm the other one, Ryan Ramirez.
Jacob Moore and Ryan Ramirez. I'm an artist manager. Ryan is a music artist, and we tell our stories of success, failure, and everything we learn on this podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we have the founder and owner of Joshua 19 Productions on the podcast today, which is a diversified video production company that has its hands in a lot of different industries. Mm-hmm. You've done some amazing projects, which I'm stoked to get into inside the music industry, outside of. And the person we have in front of us is Joshua Kim.
Yo, what's up?
Welcome.
How you doing, bro?
Here. Dude, I'm so good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you bring the mic just a little bit closer?
Yes.
That last little quarter inch got it. Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, man, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And so we initially met a long time ago, like on a shoot for Ryan or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was the acoustic video we did in my friend's backyard.
Yeah.
Like the pool.
Yeah, that was like what, 3-4 years ago?
2018, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah, and you have just progressed
Years,
so much since then. And I remember you being a huge help on that shoot too. And that was the first time I saw. I was like, who is this guy? This guy's doing some amazing stuff. So to give the listeners just like a brief of what you do and what your company's about, can you explain what Joshua 19 is?
Yeah, so Joshua 19 Productions is basically just a video production company, or a production company in general. So we do photo, we do video, we do really any like content needs, TikTok, social media stuff. And we're not tied down to like any, I don't know the word, like industry. Mm-hmm. So it's not just entertainment, not just weddings. We do literally whatever you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything's video and picture based.
Yeah,
nowadays.
everyone needs content now. Content is king. Yeah.
Yeah. And so are you working with lots of consistent clients where you have this customer base and you continually go back to them, or would you say like every week it's someone different?
It's a good combination of both.
Okay.
Like I've got some bands that I'm like on an unofficial retainer with. So it's like there's no contract, but they hit me up like every week.
Yeah.
And then there's clients that just like, oh, I need this one time, and then I never see them again. And that's chill too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so when did you start your company?
Officially, I became an LLC, I'd say like a year ago.
Nice.
Yeah. But then it's been in like the works for like, I'd say like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were working for about 2 years before that point, or was it even prior to that? Like when did you first start getting into videography?
My last semester of college was 2017, and that's when I first picked up a camera.
Wow.
It was like a birthday / Christmas present. I got like this dinky little camera, and I was like, oh, this is sick. Actually, funny story. So this watch right here is the first company I ever worked with.
Oh, nice.
I like got a camera and was like, oh, what if I like shot something cool with it? So I like DM'd a whole bunch of brands, and this is the first brand to like say yes. Zaint watches based out of Australia.
Just curious, when you did that and you hit up a bunch of brands, how many do you feel like you hit up?
So many. And maybe like 3 responded.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of those 3, one of them said, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. And then from there, I got like another company, a t-shirt company called Ali and Ray. And then that was sick because it was like my first like paid gig. And then from there, it all just picked up.
Nice.
So this happened pretty organically.
Yeah.
Did you get that camera and you said, I'm going to make what I have today? Or were you just kind of like, let me hit up a couple brands and let's just see what happens.
It was like, this is fun. I like it. I watched
Yeah.
some YouTube videos. I was like, oh, this is dope. I want to try.
Mhm.
And then I saw people were making money off of it. I was like,
Nice.
I might as well try to make a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Like at least break even on the camera or something.
Mhm.
Maybe buy myself lunch with the food or lunch with the money I make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
And you went to Cal State Fullerton.
I did.
Why do I feel, and I say this every time we meet up, we're gonna squash this right now on the podcast. Like we knew each other like before the shoot with Ryan. I
No,
think.
I swear.
Yeah.
I swear. Like we had to have had like a mutual friend or something
Yeah.
on campus.
Yeah,
Because
because
we were there at the same time.
yeah, when I saw you, I was like, oh, Josh. Yeah, for sure. And like, did you ever go into the rec center on campus?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
where we met then, because like I worked there all 4 years.
Okay.
So yeah, so I probably saw you in there benching 315 like every day. And,
My
like,
warm up, yeah.
he's like, yeah, you saw me doing curls, 300 pounds, whatever. Yeah, I saw this guy warming up every day at the gym. Yeah, that's just so funny. That's amazing that like it comes full circle, and now we're
Yeah.
all doing our projects and stuff. And
Yeah. Because I went there to be a teacher. Fun
Is-
fact.
did you get
I
your
got my degree to be an elementary school teacher.
what?
And I'm not doing that in the slightest.
Yeah, I'm like, this is way different.
Yeah.
So when you got your camera, you were thinking about, or you were heading towards that path then. That
Like
switch-
I was ready. I was signing up for my master's program and my teaching credential. Like when I got my camera.
Damn.
Wow.
Mhm.
What'd you major in?
Child and adolescent development.
Oh
my
my
emphasis was
gosh.
elementary education.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought you were calm for some reason. I think I just
close enough.
Yeah. I think I just got him
Calm,
confused. Yeah, he's a calm. Yeah. Yeah, he's chill. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. And did you feel this may be kind of relatable to a lot of people, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever feel any pressure to continue down that child development teaching path?
Yeah. I mean, I had done my schooling. I like got my degree in it, and then it was like almost dumb of me to stray away from that. Like
Mm-hmm.
getting my degree would be like, oh, guaranteed you'll make this much money after
mhm.
you do the schooling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's kind of like your maybe background, like family situation in that sense? So do you have like family that was very supportive of, hey, if you see that this is making you money, go down that path? Or, did you have parents or other family members who maybe were more strict and wanted you to take that formal like teaching route?
It was like my parents were just supportive of what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So teaching, I told them that I wanted to do it, and they supported me fully. They're like, oh, this school is good for teaching. Like, oh, you can do this. And they did a whole bunch of research with me. But then I got my camera, and I was like, oh, I really enjoy this.
Yeah.
So supportive. They're like,
Nice.
oh, if you can make money doing it,
Mm-hmm.
try.
Wow.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hell
Wow,
yeah.
man. That's
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think we're all kind of similar in that, like, we're all very fortunate to have family that supports us in that way. My parents are the same way. Like, I was going to get a marketing degree, and I was like, let me do entrepreneurship so I can have a degree that says you studied entrepreneurship. Does that even a thing? Oh my gosh, And like, thankfully, I've been able to like start companies, and I have one now outside of the music industry that like takes care of me and all that. And so, but if my parents never said, go ahead, do it,
Yeah.
I think things could have turned out a lot differently. And
For
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we're all definitely very blessed. Man, so what was kind of your first memorable gig with your camera?
Oh man, like my first. Okay, it actually came like very quickly. So, I'd done like little gigs here
Yeah.
and there, but I'd say I'd been doing video for a year.
Mm-hmm.
My friend invites me to Utah to go to some conference.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think much of it. I almost didn't go, but I met a band that was playing at the conference called Christafari. And I like did a video just cause for them, and I showed it to them, and they were stoked on it.
Wow.
I watched it back. It wasn't that good, but they liked it, so I was glad. And they're like, "Hey, what are you doing next month?" I was like, "I don't know." It's like, come to some country. I think it was like Honduras
Oh shit.
with us, and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then that just started like this crazy journey of like I did 9 months on the road with them, like 20 countries or something.
Wow.
Yeah, a whole bunch of states.
Wow.
And that was like my big, like, videos possible.
Mm-hmm.
What country was like the coolest one to you? Like, I'm sure that they're all
Oh,
cool, but like,
shoot.
what like stuck out to you though?
Okay, so my second tour in, we did Fiji, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea, and Australia. 3 of those countries I did not know existed. And it was like super sick to like go to places I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was Papua New Guinea had like, I think they had like cannibal tribes there. And so we like, yeah, like crazy stuff. Hold on, I need to show you a picture.
Yeah, do it.
I'll like airdrop it to you so you can like show the audience too.
I'm down.
Cannibal.
So basically, here I like
Actually,
favorited it.
It may interrupt the recording, so we'll do it after.
After you can see it at the end, but
Did you shoot that?
yeah, I took this picture.
Wow.
Wow.
Did he pay you?
So basically, yeah, that was for a music video called Kokopo. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. Christafari Band.
Wow.
Yeah,
What a and so how old are you right now?
I'm 21. Yeah,
Oh shit.
You're 21?
I thought you were
am
like
21.
25 or something.
No, 21.
That's crazy.
Dude, man, I got so much respect for you, man. And so, so how old were you when you went on that trip?
I was 19.
Wow, man. That gets me so stoked because I think at such a young age, because 19 is young. Even when I'm sure when we were all 19, we were like, yeah, I could take this on. I could take on the world. I can do it all, you know? And that's a good thing, I think, because we all use that to go do things. But, you know, oh my God, I think that's just a testament to your character and your willingness to try new things and achieve things, even in the face of, you know, possible failure or whatever it is. Like that's such a risky endeavor. 19 and you're just like, I'm gonna go and do this for this band. What was kind of a big learning experience you took from that personally?
Oh man, I learned so much on that because I really wasn't all too experienced yet. So I learned like work ethic. I was turning around daily videos on the road, and on top of that, I was doing music videos as well. So I was just pounding out content daily, and so there was no time for slacking.
Yeah.
So I learned just like consistency and just grind. But I also just learned like chill out sometimes. Like you don't have to always be going.
So do you feel like when you were doing that, there was a lot of like pressure to kind of like consistently like give good results? So do you feel like that pressure like was like a blessing in a way?
Oh,
'Cause it pushed
100%.
you further?
I would not be nearly at the place I was at if I did not have to do that. Yeah, because
That's
it was long hours. It was like I remember doing like 30-hour editing sessions nonstop, stuff like that to like turn stuff around in time.
Crazy.
Now, financially, you know, was that like, I want to say like when you looked at those 30-hour sessions and then you looked at how much you were getting paid, were you like, oh, financially, like this isn't really like a ton of money?
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, I did all 9 months, no money.
Wow.
I did it like solely for like, so this band is actually like more of a ministry. So they go and they like donate food, donate clothing, and like share the gospel all over the world. And so I was like, I believe in you guys and what you do. Let me like help you with what I can do.
But they've got your rooms.
Yeah,
and all
everything
that
else
stuff,
was covered. It was great.
Wow. Wow. That is, yeah, I'm still blown away that you're 21. You've accomplished so much, man.
Yeah.
So let's kind of fast forward now.
Yeah.
So you're 21 years old now, and you have a very forward, like very, very active company happening right now. So what's kind of the current status with your company? Is it just you? How many employees do you have? How many projects are you doing per week? Hours you're working per week?
So I have my personal company, Joshua 19 Productions. So I have, I'd say like a crew of like 6 right now that are like consistently working with me.
Okay.
But I have another side project right now called One Call Media or One Call Productions. And I have a business partner named Jenny who does marketing. So we teamed up to do really music videos that are geared towards marketing.
Okay.
So that's like our little niche, and that's going pretty cool too.
Okay, so can you explain that a little bit further?
Yeah, so basically, Jenny is a marketing genius, and she sees that music videos like run super well as ads. So she had the idea like, why not make music videos geared towards running ads, and we like make sure it's good. It's all in house. It's great. And I said, that's genius. Let's do it.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And how long has it been since you guys started that?
Oh, not that long at all. It's been maybe 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the key, or what is something that has helped you in figuring out who a good business partner will be?
Ultimately, for me, it's just character, personality. It's just like you guys have to agree morally, and just like you guys have to get along. You have to be okay with having hard conversations. Yeah, you got to be real.
Now, how did you meet Jenny?
I think I got referred by another manager. Jenny needed like some little social media video, and so I just like edited it real quick for her, and she's like, "Oh, that was so fast. That was cool."
Yeah.
And then she like hit me up again, and then we started working together more and more, and then we're like, "Oh, why don't we just like keep working together?"
So organic.
Yeah.
You got that. That's the best types of relationships. And I kind of have I have a good friend, and he's, a business guy as well. And we just happened to we both worked at the rec center, right? And we both now kind of co-mentor each other. We're just like a business team, and like when he has a new idea, he'll sit down and I'm part of like his brainstorming advising team. And I'm the exact same way for him. And so how that happened was we had just happened to have these common values and interests, and we would sit at the rec center watching Josh bench 315 for his warm-up, and we'd just be shooting just talking to each other. And then that slowly developed into like hey, let's get coffee and actually talk about this idea. And then next thing I know, I was running Facebook ads for his company, for this e-commerce company he was trying to start. Nice. And then he was helping me with this kind of business development thing on my end for something I was doing. And then, to fast forward like a year or two later, it's just that happened with zero, I don't want to say obstacles, but it was just very, very easy. And I think that's an indication that is probably someone that you should continue to work with.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Man. So if you don't mind sharing, what is kind of a huge, have you gotten screwed in business yet?
Yes.
The smile says it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just got to be selective on who you have on your team, because there's a lot of people, especially when you start doing better. Everyone wants to be a part of your crew. So they'll do whatever. They'll kiss your butt and oh, Josh, you're amazing. But then I give them the job and they don't deliver what they said they would deliver.
I was just gonna say, do you feel like the most excited people that that want to work with you, they tend to be not the ones that deliver the good results consistently, or they kind of do you kind of feel like that's kind of the case, and more of the laid back people who are yo, let's connect, or more
it's a mixture of both. It's sometimes the excitement's good. It's the excitement definitely needs to be there because it shows that you care. But if you're overly excited, it can get in the way of actual good material.
It's are you excited just to be a part of it, or are you actually excited about the work part of it?
Exactly. Yeah, it's are you excited to shoot a cool music artist, or are you excited to do a good job
with the process?
Yeah.
And that just goes to show something that we talk about on this show all the time, is that results are the most important thing in the world. And especially with you having visual results and things like that, it's here's the final product, dude.
Yeah.
Do we have it or do we not?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's my name, my face on the project. Yeah, so that's the hardest part, is having a solid team.
What kind of pressure does that carry?
Oh, so much.
Yeah.
It's I've worked 2 years, to get these clients and work with them consistently. It's the fact that one person that I misplace my trust in can ruin that, can be nerve-wracking, but it's also it makes me be a lot more. I vet a lot harder up front.
Pickier,
Yeah.
For your teammates.
Yeah.
Okay. And now for clients, have you learned to vet them really good as well?
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically I was lucky. I got screwed very early on. At the time, it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Now it was $300 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did this project for a client. They're oh yeah, I'll pay you $300. I was $300? No way. I deliver it. They're oh, I don't like it. And I was oh, it's okay. You don't have to pay, I guess. And then they post it, and I was what the heck? Yeah. And so I learned about contracts. I learned about deposits and all that stuff.
Wow. Yeah, that just reminds me of my first year out of Cal State Fullerton. I worked freelance doing marketing work. So it was copywriting. So I was writing blogs, sales, video scripts, all types of stuff. And I was physically sitting there on the computer writing all this stuff for people and doing like backlinking and like keyword research, SEO, optimization, all that type of stuff. And it really made me realize that the importance of defining the scope of your work, because and also in a creative industry, because you do really creative work, it's very easy for people to be like, hey, could we just do one more blah, blah, blah? Or could we just get an additional this or this or that? But it's like that technically adds to your overhead.
Yeah.
You know, and your overhead is, it can be like intangible in a way. It's just like your time on the set. But yeah, that's something that I see a lot of freelancers, because what I was doing was technically like creative writing and work too. I see a lot of people getting taken advantage of, and that's where you have to build that wall.
It's very interesting, like the entry level like area of like all this stuff, like music, entertainment and stuff, because it's like there's like two things: money or opportunity. And it's a weird balance that, I mean, I don't provide services. I'm an artist, so it's like I pay or whatever, but it's interesting like that balance, because you know, some people will take advantage of that. Some people will, you know, like you said, like try to throw in extra things, but like that wasn't really part of the plan.
Definitely.
So it's, I don't talk about that a little bit. Like how do you kind of manage that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a case by case kind of thing. It's like if Justin Bieber would have hit me up and be like, "Hey, shoot me tomorrow," I'd be like, "Yes, I'll give you money for that." You know,
It's a leverage thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, it's like you got to know your worth. It's what I say I would do it and like not charge at all, but it's also like I can charge for that, and I do charge for that, so I'm going to keep charging for that. Because at a certain point, your portfolio gets big enough, and your work speaks for itself. Yeah.
How do you manage, or better yet, what are some ways that you can give the audience, some things that you can give the audience that are ways to manage a huge workload?
I compartmentalize everything. So lists are huge. I prioritize, and so it's just chip away at it. I just always work. It's like there's always something to do. Just knock it out. Yeah, it'll pay off.
And how big is routine for you?
On average, okay. So I'm dumb and I work way too much. So like last month and like for the last couple months, I've been doing way too much. December I slowed down because I made myself, but I was doing like 110 hours a week.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was grinding. So I'm trying to chill at like 80 would be a good number for me.
And so what do you wake up at the same time every single day, have lunch at the same time? Do you have schedules, routines like that? Or is it kind of like I wake up and I'm going to do my best to get to it, compartmentalize it, knock out my lists, and just hopefully, and I'm sure you usually do, knock it all out?
Yeah. I don't have like a strict routine actually. Just because like sometimes I have 5 a.m. shoots, sometimes I have midnight shoots. So it's just like based on what I have going on in the day, I'll kind of work around it. And I also have my assistant who kills it with my scheduling. So it's like, what do I have to do today? Where do I have to drive to? And I can kind of plan around all that.
How many times have you had like a shoot like very late at night and then another shoot early the next morning?
Way too often. Way too often. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I've done ones where it's like you shoot during the day, then you do an overnight shoot, and then you have like 2 hours, and then you go to another morning shoot and do an overnight shoot. Yeah. So there was a crazy shoot a couple months ago that I did like 3 overnight gigs, like back to back to back. I literally crashed on my friend's couch.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out Kira.
What drives you?
That's like a very hard question. For me, it's not really the money. It's a cool byproduct for sure. But ultimately, I want to be able to, one, make my parents proud. That's like a huge thing. It's like they've done so much for me. I want to give back to them. I want to make the people around me proud and help bring everyone else up. And I want to be able to give back too. Like that's a huge thing for me. I work very closely with this nonprofit called Promise Child. They're a child sponsorship organization, and I've done a few trips with them. I did like Haiti with them a couple months ago and Uganda a couple months ago, and they do like, they have orphanages, they have schools and all that. And so it'd be so dope to be able to just give them like a whole bunch and fund their trips.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Money is the byproduct.
Yeah, it's a cool byproduct for sure.
And so do you feel like if you were, chasing the money in the beginning, things probably wouldn't have turned out how they are?
For sure. I would have, if money was the sole purpose, I would burn myself out so fast, like so fast, and I would lose friendships, relationships. It just would not be pretty.
You start moving differently.
Yeah.
When money's the goal and shit.
Exactly.
Instead of the passion.
Exactly. You start cutting corners. You like pocket more than you should, and you like you just like cut people short.
So what's your advice to people right now who are kind of in that maybe middle ground where they're like, oh gosh, I need to do something and I need to make a ton of money at it, but I also have this passion. Like, I never want to tell people like don't work because you need money.
Yeah.
But maybe a better way to phrase this question is like, how can people balance going and getting money because we need money to sustain ourselves and also going all in on your passion?
Yeah. I mean, money comes and goes. It comes in waves. You have good months, you have bad months. But it's like, surround yourself with people that care about you regardless of how much you make. That's a huge thing. Like, I'm all about community and like friends and just like being there for each other, like no matter what.
And I feel like that makes for better work too.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
can feel it in the art. Like, like it's kind of weird to say, but I think there's an energy that comes off of it. I'm sure you can agree with that, right?
No, yeah, for sure.
What were some of the first things that you outsourced or hired for that you were doing yourself?
Just shooting and editing. It's like, that's what I do. And so if someone needs me to shoot, buy my another shoot. I can't clone myself. So it's like, someone go do it. Or I have like, let's say I have like 20 videos to turn around in a day. I need to distribute that to the team.
I see. So what's kind of your advice for people who want to build a career like you have in the film industry? What are maybe some skills they should try to acquire? Or what are some, maybe do you have any mentors or people that you look up to? Like, just what's kind of some advice?
Be consistent is the main thing for me. Is like, don't like just turn a video around super fast once, but do it every single time. And so they'll be consistent back. Do a great job every single time. They'll treat you well back every single time. Yeah, for me, consistency is key. It's like, be nice to every single person. They'll be nice back.
Nice.
There's a phrase I always think about, and you tell me if you agree with this, but always under promise and over deliver.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that just blows people away. And then, like you said, consistently, it's like, then you build a good reputation, and then they talk to other people about you.
Exactly.
And it grows like that.
Definitely.
And I think there's something that fuels you when you tell someone, yeah, I'm going to give you this, and you go home and you're like, oh, I got something
They
on my
don't even
sleeve.
know.
Yeah, I've got something so good, and they're going to be blown away. And I think it feels good to do good work. It feels so good to know that you've set a goal and either accomplished it or just completely blown it out of the water.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling. And I think on the flip side, a horrible feeling is to know that you have something that you need to deliver and not doing a great job. And I think the reason that feels so bad is because you know that you probably could have done much more and achieved way more, not only for yourself, but for someone else too. So it's like twofold. You're letting yourself down, you're letting others down. And that's something that I had to learn doing a lot of my freelance work. And even with the business that I own now, like there were times, because thankfully I've progressed since then, but there were times where I totally like underpromised and underdelivered to clients, and the feeling of like, wow, that feeling is so impactful and significant to me, because as I get older and as I meet more people and stuff, I realize like how kind of scarce money is. Like what I mean is when someone pays you to do something, like that's money that they had to go out and earn in the same way that you're going out and working your tail off to as a byproduct, get money too. So when someone like pays me to do something for them now or for my business, like when we get money, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like I'm thankful you had to go out and work for that. I'm going to deliver something great to you.
Definitely.
You know?
And then it feels good for them to pay you. Like, I feel like, oh, like I spent well.
Exactly. Yeah. And everybody's happy,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Because I always hear too, like people enjoy, that's why people shop all the time. Like people enjoy spending money.
Yeah.
But obviously like the returns got to feel good as well. So
Yeah.
You're a pretty religious guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christian.
And have you been like religious your entire life? Come from a religious family?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does that kind of impact the work you do? I know it's a huge part. I'm just asking so you
Yeah.
can get into it.
I mean, it's what keeps me grounded. So a big thing for me is just being set apart from the rest of the entertainment industry is like I try and keep good morals, good character with every single project I go into and having integrity within that. And that's like very much stems from being Christian and knowing that my beliefs say like don't screw people over. Yeah. And money not being a priority. It's being able to give the resources God's given me to the people around me.
one thing I always found interesting too is like, you know how you know, a lot of times, you know, we let God take the wheel. Basically, like, you know, you hear that phrase all the time.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see, you know, different people move differently towards that phrase. And some people are like, you know, just sit back, don't work, and it's like he's gonna provide. But it's like I feel like it's a 50-50 thing, and I think you're a testament to that because you bust your ass out there. So
it's like more like God gave me like the tools. It's like
use them.
He's like he didn't just give me a table. He like gave me the parts.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Interesting. Do you ever get projects where just morally you go, I just can't work on this?
Yeah. For sure.
Especially
with
modern
like
day entertainment.
OnlyFans being such a big thing and stuff like that. It's like, I don't feel comfortable shooting that. Yeah.
Do you ever get clients who are like, come on?
Yeah,
Why?
all the time. Yeah. And I also like I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I stand like very strongly to that. And so being on set where it's like it's very much a thing can be weird and different too.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, man. I think you have a lot of discipline too for what you do. Have you always been a very disciplined person your whole life, or do you think you developed that along your journey?
For sure developed it. Yeah, I had to mess up a lot to know right and wrong.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can you tell me some of those significant screw ups? You don't have to get into immense detail, but if you could tell me what are some screw ups you've had or just great learning experience where you said, I need to do better or be better.
I mean, relationships like was a big thing. Like I was like chasing girls and it's like, where did that get me? Nowhere. Yeah. And just like, this isn't like as big, but it's like eating habits. Like I was eating like crap. I wasn't exercising. Where'd that get me? Nowhere.
Wow. Wow. And all those things that you're mentioning, they have a direct impact on how good you feel day to day.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a ladies' man or or by any means, I'm not a ladies' man,
He's being modest.
But thank you. But yeah, like chasing girls or I guess like purposeless relationships with girls or things like that, or like you said, diet, exercise, just things that did not positively impact me. Like maybe in the moment you don't realize it, but day in and day out, as you look in the mirror, as you wake up, as you see the things around you that are affecting you, you realize like, man, all of these decisions really do come around one day and get to me. Now, another thing is, as I've gotten older, I realize things affect you mentally and emotionally more. You know, when you're a kid, you can kind of brush things off. Oh, that girl didn't talk to me, whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh, that, whatever. But when you get older, it's like, I think things very significantly affect how you feel and how you view the world. And that's why it's important to make decisions or put yourself in positions where, you know, building this relationship or being with this girl or taking on this client or consuming this knowledge or media or whatever, you should make sure that it will positively impact you because, you know, no one's perfect. I'm sure, as you already know, as a man of faith, like nobody's perfect. We all can be broken in some way, and so I think it's important to protect that by making good decisions that impact you.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I'm in the same boat, dude. I was a shithead growing up. I was like, Ryan already knows I grew up with this guy. I was like wild as like some Orange County kid can get, but nothing crazy. What are some projects you're working on right now that you're super stoked on?
Oh man. Right now I'm very excited. I'm working on a documentary for a band called Hoobastank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nice, man.
yeah. They did The Reason.
That's a
Huge, awesome song.
Yeah.
Yeah, legendary. But I had my crew go out and we shot their 20th anniversary concert.
Nice.
And that was just like iconic and that was super
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah. So that's like in the works right now. And then just a whole bunch of music videos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would you say music videos are, I don't want to say your favorite thing to do, but like,
Your bread and butter.
Oh yeah, they're way up there.
okay.
Yeah, music videos, concerts, like music related stuff is definitely what I lean towards.
Let me ask you this. You're actually a great guy to ask this. For the upcoming artists listening, or any artist listening for that matter, what are some ways that artists can be more professional or things that they can do to make working with other people easier?
Right now, TikTok is like just like showing that you post daily and showing consistency on your platforms just shows that you're serious about it. And just like having stuff up and out, it's like, yeah, I want to work with you. You're consistent. You're doing stuff. Like I actually have another side project right now where I'm like trying to start up like a little label kind of thing. But like I have two of my friends and I got their first tracks produced.
Nice.
And I distributed it. I'm running ads for them and it's sick.
Nice.
And literally the only thing I ask of them, I'm not taking a cut or anything. I say post on TikTok every day. That's it. Yeah.
Wow. How did TikTok? Well, hold on. I want to keep talking about music artists. I'm like, you say TikTok and social media. I'm like, yo, let's talk about this.
How about being on time?
Oh, huge.
yeah. That's what I was gonna kind of get into.
Okay,
like
yeah.
other things where like, okay, let's say an artist has a video shoot. What's the type of artist you want to work with? Somebody who XYZ does XYZ.
At the end of the day, for me, I just want to be homies, like friends. Like, there's a girl artist right now named Boston without the B. Dope. Doesn't have the biggest budgets, but I don't care. We're like best friends now. I flew up to San Francisco to watch her show. I like flew out to New York to go support her on tour, and it's awesome. It's great,
special,
and we like became super tight friends just shooting videos.
That is so cool. I think that is. That's just be personable. I want to tell people like, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying like, hey, be personal. I'm so personable and social, but I'm saying like in a business environment or anything like, or when you're doing anything, just working with others, like be collaborative, be personable. And I think above all, be yourself.
Yeah, and be real.
Yes.
Like,
That's hard to come by.
Yeah,
I
like
feel like.
don't act like you're better than you are,
Yeah.
because no one is.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, me, normal dude. Like I just like I work, I do life. That's it. Like person to person conversations.
The music industry is tough because you get a lot of people who.
It's like, oh, I worked
lot
with
of
this
ego.
person. I was hanging out with Travis Barker the other day. Yeah, I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just
Already, when people start
Chill.
name dropping like that, I already know what this is going to turn into. Like, or how they move. Like, you can feel it now. Like, it's so common. It's just like you see patterns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Wow. Especially in music. Well, but I understand, because I think that like people, I think we're specifically kind of talking about artists. Like artists want to have like that artist persona, and they should, but that doesn't mean that you can't be like a respectful, personable person.
Definitely.
Man, it's like, hey, when Josh clicks record, you go off, but as soon as that's off, like you can,
Yeah.
oh gosh, what was it? Oh, I was gonna say, how has short form video content like TikTok Reels, YouTube Shorts, we're kind of having this like war. I was having a discussion with my friend. We're having like a war of these big three platforms, right?
Yeah.
Short form video content. How has that impacted the video production industry?
I mean, it just like now on the deliverables list, I make it vertical too. It's
okay.
It's just like added more to it, I guess. And now I'm doing projects like specifically geared towards social media campaigns and stuff. So it definitely opened like different routes.
How about as far as like getting creative in a shorter time period? Do you think
Oh
that's
yeah,
a big thing?
yeah, like quick stories. You gotta grab attention and you gotta hold attention. Yeah, that's definitely new.
Do you guys do a lot of digital advertising work? Facebook ads and stuff?
Yeah, Jenny does, and she's phenomenal at them.
Okay. And so are you shooting like Facebook ads, videos relatively often?
Yeah. We do like everything.
Okay. How different is that from, let's just say, like a music video or something like that? You know, are you sitting there and you're a little bit more methodical in the sense of, okay, well, think about this. We have to have the call to action within the first 5 to 10 seconds, whatever. We have to have this character. So are those advertising video projects much more like methodical in a way, or
kind of? I mean, when you do it for enough time, you kind of know what goes where, so you end up not thinking about it. It like becomes routine.
Okay. Wow. What's a project you've done that you've been like, oh, I don't think this is turning out that good?
I have a few music videos like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh gosh. A lot of the stuff earlier on, like when I was traveling with that band, I really didn't know too much about what I was doing. So it's like shooting all this content, get in the editing room, and I'm like, frick.
Yeah.
How often is it like when, you know, how you usually create like an itinerary for the shoot and everything? How often is it that you go and different, like you go off course and like things don't turn out the way they should have? The sun came down earlier than you thought.
Yeah, I mean,
and adjusting to that.
Pretty dang often, but that's a part of the game.
Because I remember like every time I had a music video, it never went exactly like according to plan. We always had to make tweaks and adjustments along the way.
I mean, you get like the random days where it's like, whoa, we finished ahead of schedule and followed it exactly. But then there's always the days where it's like, someone's car got towed. We got to figure that out before we keep shooting.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Oh man, the video production industry is just so like open-ended. Like there's so many different projects, and you know, we were talking about this before we started the episode, but you know, is there any advantage in your opinion to like niching down?
So I was actually like, I went on a rabbit hole deep dive about this actually. It can be beneficial to some people. Like, sure, if you niche down, you could charge more because you specialize in it. But if you're super passionate about it, definitely niche down. Like if you're super into, let's say like snowboarding, do only that. You'll thrive. It's great.
Yeah.
But if you're like me, where you just are passionate about the thing itself and anything that comes about it, why niche down? Yeah.
Like whatever works for you.
Yeah, it's like, I'll shoot a wedding. Yeah, I'm down. It's like, I'll shoot a music video. I'm down. Commercial. Let's do it. Yeah.
Now, do you have any mentors?
Yeah. Well, my dad's a huge, like, mentor to me. And then I have, well, he was my youth pastor. And now he's, like, just my pastor because I'm not a youth anymore. But, yeah, I, like, meet with him as often as I can. And he's, like, way smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, way smart.
How important is that to you, mentorship?
Oh, super, because I'm stupid. Yeah, I need someone to tell me what to do.
Yeah. Your mentor right now is like, don't say that. Yeah. Ryan let me borrow a book by Robert Greene called Mastery. And it's about becoming a master at what you do. And there was one chapter that I read that really impacted me, and it was on mentorship. And it made me, because I had mentors in college, and they're still my mentors, I can call them and stuff, but I stopped using those resources when I got out because I was like, I could do it on my own, you know, whatever. And now I'm kind of back at a point to where, and especially after reading that chapter where, you know, the author explained the importance of learning from someone who is either doing what you're doing or can help you get to that point. I've just taken like a whole new view on mentorship and its importance, and so I've reached back out to some people in my network, and like I'm already having conversations, like, you know, 1 minute little text conversation. I'm like, oh my god, why did I not text this guy like a year ago? You know,
even like the internet and YouTube, like you can really find like mentors online, without actually them being mentors, but like you just follow along their videos and stuff. But I would say the tricky part about that is everyone thinks they're right about things, and sometimes you don't know who's really like the right person to listen to. And
Yeah,
you can fall
definitely.
down, because I fell down a few rabbit holes of like the wrong people to listen to online or YouTube or whatever it is, and so that's always a tricky thing. But
Yeah, I mean, I learned everything I know off of YouTube.
Yeah.
I didn't go to film school or anything.
Yeah.
Like I watched YouTube tutorials, and that's how I learned
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
I saved like what $400,000 for film school.
yeah.
Just YouTube.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Man. Kind of last couple things is for people who just want to embark in entrepreneurship but may have a hard time getting started because maybe they don't think it's realistic, maybe they're scared, maybe imposter syndrome, maybe lack of support from their circle. What's something that you could just tell someone who just needs to get started?
It's possible. It's so possible. Like, I'm doing it. I was supposed to be a teacher. I have no experience with a camera. Like, it's so possible. Like, money's out there to be grabbed. Like, people...
There's too many opportunities out here.
It's like, especially now, is like, you don't need to be all that to, like, do it. Like, there's the internet, there's, like, social media. Like, you want to do something? Message them. It's possible. Like, everything is at the click of a button now. It's crazy. Yeah. And there's someone else out there who has the same idea. Link up. Do it together. It's not as scary with a partner.
Yeah.
I think where people mess up, even in artist wise, like sometimes I think like this too, is like, oh, it's so saturated, like everyone's doing it, but it's like, yeah, but the opportunity is still there. Like,
Yeah.
you can still make it happen if you really like go for it. Like, you know, because everyone else is thinking that, oh, it's so saturated, but like if you're the one that does it consistently, it's like something's gonna happen, and then you never know. Like just how like you did that one video for that band, look what that turned into. Like you never know what could happen. So
Yeah. What are some goals that you have personally right now for yourself?
I mean, my mind just automatically went to like, oh, I want to be a multi-million-dollar company. But outside of that, I just want like a solid team, like a solid crew. Because like my main goal is to just have like, I get a project, I toss it to the team, and the team like kind of like figures it out on their own, and I could be more hands off, so that way I can focus on like the music thing, and like the other side projects.
Nice. Nice. Wow, man. Well, I think you're pretty close. And I think what you've done in a span of 2 years is unbelievable. Everybody, this guy's 21. I'm getting my mind blown right now. But yeah, man. But dude, I absolutely look up to you as an inspiration for sure.
Thank
Like
you.
I tell Ryan all the time, like, I'm like, dude, Josh is doing so much good stuff right now. This guy's such an inspiration. But yeah, man, that's amazing. And I think in terms of goal setting, do your goals ever change?
Every day.
Okay.
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
And so how does that work with, you know, what people say in the book, setting a clear objective or setting a clear goal? Like if your goals are changing, you know, how, I'm sure it works for you, but like how do you eventually get to like this far point if those goals are changing?
Yeah. So I have like my long-term goals. Those stay.
Okay.
But it's like every day it's like, what do I want to accomplish today? Those things are constantly changing.
Do you ever get down on yourself for not accomplishing things?
I used to. And then I remind myself how old I am. I was like,
Wow.
bro, you're 21. Chill out. Like,
Yeah.
you can like dip out of the country and do whatever you want for a bit. It's fine. It's not that serious. Yeah.
Yeah. Because something that I've honestly been struggling with, and I'm 24, so it's way different, bro. I'm like, you're 24, you're so old, bro. No, it's something that I have been struggling with is like, if I don't get like all 5 things on my to-do list done, I just am like, I'm just like so down on myself. Can you give me some mentorship on that?
We're human. It's like, we're not machines. We're not robots. It's a part of life. And I think it's a beautiful thing because what fun would it be if everything worked out perfectly? It's like, it's the bounce back that I think makes things cooler. You know? It's like everyone loves an underdog story. Like,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there ever a time where you just told yourself, you're like, oh, gosh, I don't know if this is going to work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did not think I would make a substantial income doing this. I worked at my church full time. And I was like making enough money there
Yeah.
But then the work started coming in, and then it was like I had to make the decision. It's like, do I stay with the church and work there and like have guaranteed hours and like a guaranteed paycheck every 2 weeks, or do I like take the leap and start my company and like either make $0 or a lot more? And so it's just like taking that leap of faith. Yeah.
Wow.
Especially now that you can, if you're like young, you know what I'm saying? Like, now's the time, if anything.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That's unbelievable. And thank you for coming on Inside the RV, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Joshua Kim, founder, owner of Joshua 19 Productions. This was such a good episode, man. Where can people find you? Are you cool with giving out your Instagram or email or anything?
Instagram is at Joshua 19 Productions, and then website's in the bio, emails in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it cool if maybe the listeners reach out to you, ask you questions?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Dude, Josh, you're the man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Yeah, of
Everybody,
course.
that was episode 53. Peace out.